Good day guys, Vikra here, and I got a nice cp4 pump. Yeah, one of the worst injection pump in the world. This is the piston that's pumps. I'm just gonna throw that away. I'm gonna take that apart and see how bad it is, because it probably is. The history on this pump is a 100,000 kilometers, so 60,000 mile car. It died once, changed the fuel filter, died again, never started ever again. Total cost of repair over $5,000. And this is what's in there. There we go. The whole cam is totally scored up. And where do you think the metal is gonna go? Well, it's gonna go between the piston and the cylinder wall, because I mean, it has to go somewhere. This is the little roller. How it works, it just rolls on that thing here, and it goes around, up and down, and you compress the fuel twice per revolution. But as you can see, this is perfectly round piston, so there's absolutely nothing that stops the pump from just hanging up, and yeah, let's turn sideways like so. And this is what happened at the end of its life, because it grind down the cam without turning, without a little roller turning. It's got no pressure lube, so it just sits like that. There's nothing that keeps it from just popping out, and except the spring pressure. So, but yeah, there's nothing that lubes it up. And what happened is, you see, it was ground down to an oval shape, and when that happened, there was a lot of metal hanging around the thing, and yeah, a chunk flew off, or it twisted in the bore, and then from the twisting in the bore, it went ahead and rolled over, and then started running like so instead of like that. And this is what scored the rotor in the middle. You can see the middle there. You see that whole line? That indicates that the thing just went it just went sideways. So it wasn't straight inside when I took it apart. But yeah, it's a steel piston into a cylinder, into an aluminum cylinder wall, so it made a mess of the cylinder wall. And by that time it was done, as well as everything else in the car that touches fuel. So yeah, it's kind of a weird design. It's bad. I mean, one, you made an aluminum bore, which is not going to be as hard as as a steel one, so it's not gonna cope as long with the any kind of contamination. But even though contamination it cannot be avoided, because I mean, there's water. We live with a lot of snow here, and water gets inside the diesel tanks, and it's gonna end up in there. And Volkswagen, by the MK5 generation, they decide, well, we'll do away with a water and fuel sensor, which is really important for diesel. I mean, I wouldn't think an engineer would do that. So it's probably marketing and trying to cut the cost down. So there's no way to remove water. If you have water in it, the only thing you can do is remove the fuel filter. There's no spout. There's no little thing you can drain. There's no drain. There's no drain to remove water, and there's no sensor to tell you there's water in your fuel. So you're gonna keep driving. That's normal. And nothing. I mean, it's a 2012 model. It should tell you there's something wrong with it, but it does not, because it does not know. They decided safe. They decided to remove the sensor, and now we get this. I don't know if it died from contamination or from lack of lubrication, but even there's no pressure lube that keeps this thing from being spun correctly, and there's no excuse for using an aluminum bore. So I mean it's meant to fail. it's meant to fail, and I guess they tried to fix it. They changed the coating on these things, but that's not the whole picture. That's not the whole problem. There's more than one problem with this pump. So because even the replacement, they still have this problem. So yeah, the bore here is totally scored up, even with the diesel still in there. It's it grabs your finger because all the crap that came off the lobe, it just it totally fucked it up. So that's how bad this pump here is, and that's another reason I'm not buying a new truck. I'm gonna keep my cp3 fuel pump. It's just perfect. It works. Got 400 on the clock, over 400. It just works. But if you have the duramax, you can replace this guy, and you can do a full cp3 conversion, which I advise doing before it just dies, because when it dies, it's gonna take out your injectors, and they're extremely pricey on the duramax, a lot more than on these Volkswagen. And yeah, you can get a California Air Research Board approved cp3 conversion for your brand new duramax. Do that. Do it now. It's gonna cost you $2,000. It's gonna save 4 on down the line. So you can convert these, but for the little Volkswagen here, yeah, that's not the case. It's just a bad pump. It's totally bad. I'm gonna join some. I'm gonna put some high definition pictures at the end, and you'll see how bad it's scored up. So anyways, that's it for the cp4 inspection. I've not gone into open up the injectors. I'll probably do that eventually and see what I can find, if they can be salvaged. Maybe they can be. Just some new tips maybe sometimes, we don't know. There's supposed to be little filters at the ends of the injector, so it might have saved a catastrophic failure. But yeah, it's all been replaced. It's all in there. Even the R lines. So anyways, talk to you later guys, and let me know what you think in the comment.